All right, welcome back to day 30. I got in three films. First up is The Seventh Curse from 1986. This is a Thailand film, and it's a batshit crazy film. This needs some kind of a Blu-ray, 88 films, or somebody needs to grab a hold of this and put it out because it's a fantastic romp. Uh, you got this doctor that tries to rescue a girl from a worm tribe, and the worm tribe has this protagonist. He's a basically like a satanic character that kind of holds court over all these worm tribe people. And in the midst of all this, you've got martial arts. You've got skeletons with glowing eyes attacking people. Uh, the 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 villain in this thing puts a curse on people, and they have basically they bleed out 6 7 times. On the seventh time, they bleed out and die completely. So you've got blood bursting through their body parts periodically. I mean, it's just a nonstop romp of horror and martial arts, and even you've got at the end you've got killer babies, demonic babies flying around attacking people, and then you've got some kind of a cross between alien and lizard man at the end. It's just, I mean, it defies description, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. It was probably one of my favorite watches of this horror challenge. Great stuff, and it's free on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Next up, 1961, 62, I believe, and that is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Or this is a classic film that, as a kid, scared the crap out of me. Directed by a guy named Joseph Green, and it stars this guy named Eddie Carmel as a 7 foot. He actually really was over 7 foot 3 inches uh, Palestinian guy that died at 36 years old. He plays this monster that's this doctor is keeping locked up in this laboratory, and what he's doing is he's experimenting with body parts, and his wife, how conveniently he and his wife have a car wreck, and her head is severed, so he keeps the severed head in the lab trying to find a body to put the head on. It's just a crazy, batshit crazy film. Of course, Mystery Science Theater jumped all over it, but I think it's a surprisingly good and gory film for the early '60s. Lots of fun. I think it's one of my favorites. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Haven't this Scream Factory release? I have not checked out the special features yet on it. And then we've got 2001's Valentine, which is this is a Scream Factory release, directed by Jamie Blanks, who did The Urban Legend, and stars Denise Richards and a cast of other forgettable characters. Valentine's is a modern day slasher film that exemplifies what's wrong with modern day horror films, and that is when it's casting. You There's no characters in this that you care about or of any real interest. They're pretty to look at. They look like they dropped off the cover of a glossy magazine, but there's nothing behind them. I mean, there's nothing other than the exterior to look at. There's nothing other than you're waiting for them to die. Anyway, this basically you've got a Cupid-like character that's going around killing off people that pissed him off in his high school. It's a high school film that it starts out with a character being terrorized by kids, and then he grows up later, and basically you've got some now the killings are very entertaining. There's some really creative and good kills in this. But again, it's just one of those things where you've got characters that are just forgettable and uninteresting that you're just waiting to see how they get killed off. So, I mean, I think from that standpoint, it's not a great slasher film. Doesn't have a lot of character to it, but it's still enjoyable because there's pretty good kills. So I give it a 6.5 out of 10. All right, well, that's going to do it for day 30. Appreciate you watching.